Okay, that's it. I am calling out my content creator peers.
Shoot him, Kevin.
Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Before I get into the real juicy parts of this video, I want to make a couple of things clear before I start. Number one, I've tried to record this video like probably 15 times, maybe more like 10. And every time I go to record it, I end up getting like really scared that I'm going to say something that's going to offend another content creator. While I did open with that in my intro, I'm not trying to clickbait you guys. I am calling out content creators here, but I don't mean it from a bad place. My intention always with this channel is to be informative and to help. If you don't know me, a quick background on the channel. I started this channel to make videos for my clan, to help the clan Roadblock's Vanguard, help them make clan boss teams, help them beat Hydra, improve their Hydra scores, whatever the case may be, right? And it turned into something completely different. At one point in time, I really wanted this channel to become my main profession. Unfortunately, my financial obligations to my family are far greater than what a small YouTube channel like mine can make. So it's become more of a hobby. And truth be told, I'm not really doing it anymore for me. I'm doing it for you guys. I constantly get comments and people reaching out and saying, hey, I love your content. Please keep it up. And hey, come back to streaming and doing all these things. So ultimately, I'm just making the content for the people that want to see my content. There's not a whole lot of them, but there is some, and that's enough for me to keep going and to come out with content on a regular basis. So listen up. I just got a new promo link that you can use to follow along with me on my latest free-to-play adventure and get a free Elenaril, as well as 3 more powerful epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril right after signing up, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you progress through Raid. Click on my link right now and let's crush this together. Why am I calling out other content creators today? Well, I have a pet peeve, and one of my pet peeves is these videos, and I may be guilty of this. I want to be clear, I may be guilty of this, but my pet peeve is making these videos like you must level these champions, right? You must level these rares. You must level these epics. And it's a pet peeve of mine because there are very few champions that I feel like are a must level. We're going to talk about that. We're going to go more in depth on that. But one final time, I want to reiterate, this is a difference of opinion. I don't think that they are wrong for making those videos. I've probably made a few of them myself. This is a difference of opinion that I'm having today, where I am feeling like, you know what? I don't agree with the sentiment of that video. Now, so for any content creators who see this, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to insult you. And I'm not trying to be edgy to make money. Regardless of how many views this gets, I'm going to get like $2 or maybe $5, right? So guys, I'm not trying to grow my channel on the back of hate. I don't hate anybody. I'm constantly chatting with other creators, trying to boost them up just as much as me. So that's not what this is about. This is just truly a difference of opinion, and I want to be very clear about that. I think we're all allowed to have different opinions when it comes to Raid Shadow Legends. So why do I feel like that the statement, you must level these champions, is incorrect? Because every account is different. And I want to give a big shout out to Boozer. He's got a disclaimer on all of his videos, at least he has in the past, that says every account is different. Take this advice accordingly, right? To blanket statement say all X champions need to be 6 stars, fully booked and mastered, etc., is, in my opinion, not the right approach to take with Raid Shadow Legends. And I'll give you a prime examples today. Now, to be clear, I have not watched any of those videos because I saw the headline. Quite frankly, it didn't interest me, right? I work full time now. I don't have time to watch every single content creator that makes a Raid Shadow Legends video these days. I used to, but I don't get to do that anymore. But I saw the titles, I saw the headlines of these videos and said, you know, I don't agree with that. So the champions I mentioned today may not even be in their videos, but these are champions that people have told me all the time, hey, you need to 6-star that champion. They're really, really good, right? So let's jump into it. One of the first examples that I'm going to go with is going to be a very good epic. I'm not saying they are bad, but we have Magnar. Magnar is an HP-based damage dealer that can hit pretty hard. To the point where they get really good reviews when it comes to certain areas of the game, right? You're talking about arena, probably farming, right? Probably wave content. So if Magnar is so good, why am I saying that you don't have to level Magnar? Because it depends on your roster. So Magnar is an HP-based epic nuker. Well, epic nukers have their limitation. If I'm in a situation where perhaps I got very lucky on my account and I happened to pull a very good HP-based nuker, I might not have enough gear to go around. So it may not benefit my account to level and build and put gear on a Magnar that I would rather have on a different HP-based nuker, such as Narcisse. Narcisse is an HP-based nuker, hits like a truck, and is a void champion. So I can do anything you can do, right? He can do it better than Magnar. And I don't think there's anybody that's really going to disagree that Narcisse won't be more effective than Magnar because they are void and they're HP based, right? So that for me means that Magnar is way down on my list of champions to level. However, an inexperienced player, somebody that doesn't really understand the game. And by the way, I'm not kidding. I have actually done account takeovers and saw Narcisse. I'll never forget it. I did this one live. I saw White King Narcisse and they were like talking about leveling up a rare. And Narcisse was 50. Actually, I think Narcisse was like 40 something and not 6 stars. And I was like, bro, you have what are we, why are you talking about this this rare champion? You have Narcisse, right? So it's just an example to kind of give, but I can take it even a step further and say, well, I also have Nice. That's another in their alternate form, HP based champion that I'm going to want my really good HP gear on. Now, am I super lucky and I pulled a Nice and a Narcisse on this account? Absolutely, I am. This is a free-to-play account, by the way, if you've not seen my channel before. This is total luck. I'm not trying to say, well, if you have luck, you don't need, these champions. I'm saying that a blanket statement that all these champions have to be leveled doesn't necessarily align with what your roster has. And it's a very important distinction. You may be in a situation where you don't need that umpteenth nuker because you have all your bases covered, Now, I don't necessarily have that on this account, right? Nice is my best nuker on this account. For Magic, my best spirit nuker is Sun Wukong. My best force nuker is actually probably Rathalos. As I go down, I don't see anything too much in that regard. And my best void glass cannon is Georgid, but I tend to go more with Narcisse because he's a little tankier, right? But it's always going to vary by an account. And likewise, I come to that same conclusion when it comes to rare champions. A lot of people are going to say Apothecary, a must build rare champion. You'd be crazy not to build an Apothecary if your account is new. But what if you pull something better earlier? And we've seen this in the free-to-play challenges of the past. If you're really good at this game and you do all of the right things, you can kind of get Arbiter pretty freaking quickly, which really makes Apothecary kind of useless. Because for me, again, my opinion, guys, Apothecary's big thing is a 15% turn meter fill with the big version of increased speed. Once you have a replacement for that, are you really still going to run Apothecary? Now, look, if you open your first Ancient Shard and it's an Apothecary, you build an Apothecary, okay, guys? Like, I'm not saying don't build these champions. I'm saying that if you open your first ancient shard and get Padrig, who I recently just pulled. Thought on this account. Where's he hiding? I'm looking right at him, aren't I? There he is, right? Padrig, 20% turn meter fill, plus the same increased speed, right? Plus a big aura, plus an ally attack, plus, right? Like, if your first pull was a Padrig, nobody's telling you to build an apothecary, right? And I just think it's very important to make that distinction clear, because I've been fooled. Before I knew what I was doing in this game, back when I was brand new and I was just watching as much YouTube content as I could to figure out who to build, I made the mistake of building a couple champions that I saw in videos that were supposed to completely change the trajectory of my account. I talk about this all the time. And again, it's no shade to anybody that has made a video about this guy, but I remember at one point I first learned about campaign farmers, and I saw a video that said the best campaign farmer, one of the best campaign farmers, is this guy, Saurus. He's really easy to get because he's an uncommon. He's got 2 attacks, both of them are AoE hits, and if you build him at just the right speed and at the right attack percentage, he can be a campaign farmer, right? I'm leaving a part out on purpose because that's the 2 things that I heard when I went and I built this guy, right? So I leveled up Saurus. I put all my time into leveling, grinding him through campaign, putting a bunch of food into him, all of those things. And I couldn't do it because I didn't have the gear, right? I didn't have the gear. I had 4-star gear. I was using attack boots, flat attack boots, probably because I was such a new guy, right? And that's a memory I will always hold on to because it motivates me to do better about creating content. I want to be perfectly clear again. That creator probably said they need to be crit capped and they need to have X amount of attack. I didn't hear that part. I heard Saurus, good, must build, right? So it's a cautionary tale that I share with you guys because I don't want you to fall into the same trap. I think that, there is a lot of information in this game that varies based on the pulls of your account. One last example is another rare, and I think we're all guilty of this. I know I am. And that's Cold Heart. And a lot of you are going to be like, whoa, Roadblock, slow your roll. Don't come after Cold Heart. I love my Cold Heart. And hey, don't you love Cold Heart, Roadblock? I could swear that you're constantly making a video that has 2 Cold Hearts in it. And I am. The reason I bring up Cold Heart is if you watch my recent shard pull video, you know that I pulled my 3rd newt. And what I find very interesting and funny about that is the team that I make a video about all the time is an all rare Shogun Grove team. And you can see here, this is the team, right? I talk about this team a lot. And what I realized today, which is actually the inspiration for this video a little bit, was that, I have a 3rd newt. I could put the gear that's on my Cold Heart on my newt and put newt in, not this account, my other account, and put newt in the team, and my team will be faster. That would be really good. I should do that. And then I was like, I'd rather save the newt in case I finish my faction guardians and then I can get a +1 newt, which would be more appealing to me than building a 3rd newt just to speed up this run. This run is like 1.5 minutes. That's fine. I'm fine with that. So, but it kind of put that question in my head of would I tell somebody to, if somebody's first shard pull was a newt, am I really going to tell them that they have to build a Cold Heart, right? That everybody, these are crazy examples, but it goes on and on and on, right? There are lots of champions in this game that you don't have to build. I've found teams that have completed content without having to build them. So is it easier to build? She's a Bannerlord, apparently. Is it easier to build Lady Annabelle to do Bommel? Yeah, it's pretty easy to do, but you probably find a way to do it without just Lady Annabelle. I mean, was she always in the game? I don't know, but I do know that you don't have to build her. Because I didn't have her for the longest time, and I was able to do Bommel. I don't remember how. It's been so long ago. I apologize, guys. But you can find ways to complete content, So I just wanted to put that out there. again, I am not attacking any content creators, and you guys are welcome to disagree with me. I will not be offended at all. This is a difference of opinion, whether you're a member of the community or a content creator or a hater. Just understand, like, I get it. Not everyone's going to agree with this opinion, but those blanket, like, you have to build this champion, that champion. I don't think you have to. I mean, I got a Stag Knight that apparently I've never pulled. I don't know. They've changed the way that works. So maybe I fed a Stag Knight, but Stag Knight's up there as one of the best epics in the game. And I got by just fine without him. And I know people whose accounts they've gotten by just fine and never pulled his name, Geomancer, right? I know people whose accounts are just fine. They've never pulled a newt. They didn't fuse him. They didn't pull him, and they're doing fine. And again, I know people that never got Wixwell. They skipped the fusion for Wixwell, but guess what? They've got a team that does Clan Boss just fine, you know? So yeah, it's just, everything is relative to your account. That's the key takeaway. So don't go and invest your resources in a really, really good rare that you'll never use, but someone said that they're really good. Look at your account. Do you really need Apothecary? Do you really need Cold Heart or Reliquary Tender? Or, you know, if you don't need them, don't build them. I mean, you could look at my account. This is my free to play, again, I say, and look at all my unbuilt, not even level, you know? Like, I'm still leveling Hilvi. I pulled Podrick the other day, and I really want to level him. I'm about to, because champion training. But, you know, you have all of these champions, and you just may not get to a point where you need them. I can't imagine, you know, back in the day, people would have been screaming at me for not leveling a Cupidus. There's probably a better example in here as well. Syl is another one that Vizix is a big one that I'm sure people are like, how are you not leveling a Vizix roadblock? And it's because, well, I'm pretty happy with the provokers I have, and I don't really utilize her kit to its fullest value, and I happen to have a lot of decreased speed champions on my account, so she's just not a priority for me, and that's okay. All right, I feel like I've beaten this point to death, so I will go ahead and spare you guys from my continued ranting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. This was actually really fun for me to make. Finally get through it and not like hate myself and feel like I'm, you know, the worst person in the world by the end of it. Because that's how I think, guys. I can't begin to tell you how afraid I am. Even now, at the end of the video, in my head, I am still like, nobody's gonna want to do collabs with me anymore. No one's gonna want to hang out with me. I'm such a bad guy. But it's how I feel, right? So, but I will say, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. It's the best way to support my channel. Just trying to grow it. Just trying to get my message out to more people. Not doing this for the money. Although what I do make goes into my main account. I'm not going to lie about that. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully, I will see you all next time. Please don't hate me.